So our next question is, how did you overcome those challenges?
Yeah, I think I answered already, but let me tell you some of the challenges. This is not the one challenge. Another challenge is working with the people in the other culture, the nature. It means my feature has a huge dependency with other counter of the can sometime in the Asia, sometime in the Germany. If the vendor is from the Germany and our partner is also Germany, and they work very well. And from the US side, we are asking ourselves what happened. So why we're not like adjusting what we do and how we do things. And then we found out that their work style is different. They're very laid back. They do not want to meet certain time. This is the nature of the work. And then if you just push them and they don't feel like they're welcoming, like you cannot challenge them. So regardless of the project deadline or outcome, and if you have to communicate with them, you have to bring their manager in the communication as well. And they meet certain time on the day because they have their own other work to do. Because it makes sense, but they sometimes forget, okay, we are heavily dependent on their end, their integration. So what we came up with this idea is, well, let's build a relationship with them. So one of the things they like to do, they want to see the very details documentation. In the US side, we follow the Agile Scrum. We do not follow the gigantic documentation process because our communication is like the proactive, and that we communicate in the chat, we communicate through the email, and we are on the go, basically. Because this is our decision we have made internally for our own development team. So we got to know that they follow exactly the documented approach. Means anything you say, it has to be documented. And we found out why. They said, well, it's a language barrier. When we say sometimes they don't understand it. Also, when they say something, we don't understand it. So the decision was from their leadership that anytime, any type of communication, even though you have a meeting, right? Still you have to bring the documentation, what you're going to cover. After the meeting, you have to send a details note that what was the meeting outcome and what is the action item. And we felt, yeah, it makes sense because they're right, because we are different people, we communicate different way, our nature is different. So then we actually follow their approach, and it actually reduced some of the noise. Because in one situation, I thought I communicated very well, and I thought my counterpart understood my issues, and apparently he understood different way. So he did it, and outcome was that not what I expected. And then I talked to my manager, and he said, well, you need to know, you have to be documented everything you do with them, because it's the nature of the communication issue. And we accepted this. And so anytime we meet, we actually send the details meeting outcome, we send the details documentation, we add the existing document resources, and then we actually wait for their confirmation. Do you have any question? Are you good? Once you said yes, we are good, and in that case, you can move on and continue your journey. So that's what we do. Did I answer your question?
Yes, you did.